So hi engineering Janta, am I audible? If I am, go ahead, put it in the chat box so that we can begin with today's live. If I am audible, go ahead, comment in the chat section so that we can begin with today's live. Once, if you confirm that I am audible and visible clearly, then we'll start with today's session. Fine. Great. Fine. So, today we'll be discussing about the preparation plan of Cognizant because Cognizant is expected to hire very soon. Let me tell you, it is already floating in the insider news of the market that very soon Cognizant would be hiring. Also, at some places, Cognizant has been seeing hiring from the elite colleges. Fine. So, you can expect that very soon Cognizant would be rolling out a few opportunities for you. Cognizant often does that. Fine. And right now, what you need to focus upon is that you be proactive and be a step ahead in the competition so that when the actual right time comes, when the actual exam hits you, you do not panic. You are well ready, well prepared for it. Fine. So we'll understand today. We'll dive in deep about its examination scheme, what you should study, how you should study, everything in detail. I'll explain you. If you find any doubts or something like that, hold on with them. Fine. Once I complete it, I'll immediately spend time with you on your doubts. Fine. In the end, till your doubts exhaust, I'll keep on standing. I'll answer them. Fine. So let's immediately dive in deep and let's understand how generally Cognizant hires, because I'll be talking about the general pattern so that you're well prepared, and even if some tweaks and heres and theres happen in the pattern of Cognizant, you're well prepared. Fine. So for that, the first thing is aptitude assessment. As I always say, for at least mass hiring companies like Wipro, TCS, Cognizant, aptitude is super important always. Why? Because approximately 70 to 80% of competition is straight away reduced here. 70 to 80% people are rejected in aptitude round. Fine. And this round is generally elimination round. Generally, it is elimination round. Now, for aptitude, in Cognizant, it is generally divided into two sections, which is quantitative aptitude and logical aptitude. Fine. Which is logical reasoning, analytical reasoning. Generally, you have quants and logical divisions in which analytical reasoning also comes. So do not think that if the name is logical, analytical reasoning won't come. This is a single bunch. Fine. So in that case, you have 80 minutes. And these 80 minutes, if you carefully see these 80 minutes, these are shared 80 minutes. Fine. I'll show you. See, if I show you, these are shared 80 minutes. 40 questions from quant, 40 from logical. Fine. Now, if I talk about the difficulty level, quants are generally of medium difficulty. Fine. But logical and analytical reasoning in Cognizant is generally of high difficulty. So you need to be very, very careful while dealing with this. What you can do is practice quants and logical simultaneously, do that, but try and spend less time on quants. Fine. What you can do is try doing these 40 questions in 30-35 minutes. Why am I saying so? You have 80 minutes of time, right? 80 minutes of shared time. In this case, what you can do is you spend 35 minutes or 30 to 35 minutes, I would say. This is the ideal approach. 30 to 35 minutes for quants. Fine. Now, if you spend 30 to 35 here, what you can actually gain is, this is a high difficulty section, logical section. So what advantage do you gain here? You have 45 to 50 minutes here, fine, and the questions are 40. So questions will be less and time will be more if you spend less time in quants, because it will be of generally medium difficulty. So you can easily solve some questions. In that case, if you spend less time here, you will get more time here, fine. Also, aptitude is an elimination round. So you need to be way ahead in every terms so that you beat approximately 70 to 80% competition here itself, fine. Also, good marks in aptitude will be further helpful. I'll show you where they'll come to help. Just wait for a while, fine. And if you clear it with good marks, then you will be eligible for the second round, which is generally communication test. Now, sometimes communication test happens before the aptitude round, so don't worry about that. The point is, this round will come, communication assessment will come sooner or later, it will be presented in front of you, fine. So in that case, if that happens, so in that case you'll have 60 minutes of time for this round 2, and in 60 minutes it is again shared time, reading and grammar, comprehension and listening, and speaking. These are the tests that you will be giving here. Now generally it is not an elimination round. Generally communication assessment is not an elimination round. But why is it so important? Now I'll explain you the importance of why you have to score high in aptitude as well. Because if you are somewhere in top 10% of this communication assessment and top 10% of aptitude, fine, then your basic profile can be upgraded. What will happen is, after this a technical assessment will happen. If you're super good in that as well, then you'll be landing up for an interview which is for GenCElevate, which is a profile where you'll be having a very good package, 6.65 LPA. If you're good in apti and communication, you'll be somewhere in GenCEPro with medium coding, fine, with medium ability in your coding. And if you're not good in coding and you're decent enough in aptitude and communication, you'll be shortlisted for GenC. But if you do not qualify aptitude at all, you won't be giving communication assessment. If it happens before aptitude, then you won't be getting called for the technical round if you fail in aptitude, fine. So aptitude is an elimination round. Communication is generally not an elimination round. Now in this case, once the communication happens, I'll explain you the probabilities, how it is managed. I'll explain you that. Now, coming to the technical assessment portion. Now in this case, you have to be very, very thorough with your choices. Why am I saying so? You will be having these 3 clusters, fine. Cluster 1 is Java, fine. Then SQL. What is this ANSI? This is nothing but American National Standards, fine. So this is a standardized version of SQL. So in that case, SQL, standardized SQL, Java, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. This is one bunch. If you are a Java buff, if you're somebody who knows Java well enough, then you need to be thorough with these technologies as well, because your technical assessment would be based upon your proficiency, which would be again based upon the cluster you choose, fine. Whatever cluster you choose, you will be encountering questions related to that in that domain, fine. So you need to understand that if you're good in the cluster of Java, if you're good in Java, you need to prepare SQL, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. If you're somebody who's good in Python, then with Python and SQL, you need to be very good with cloud fundamentals, because these would be asked to you if you choose this cluster 2. If you choose cluster 3, which is C#, SQL, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, then in this case, C# would be the language portion and rest things are almost common from cluster 1, fine. So you need to be very, very thorough that if you're somebody who's good at Java or C#, you need to be good at these 2 as well, fine. Some people call it C#, I get it, no issues. But generally, it's upon preferences, hardly matters. Now, I'll go ahead. And in this case, you will be having 120 minutes for the technical assessment that is happening. And this will be combined. This will be combined. In this combined case, what's happening here is you have 120 minutes coding question medium, coding question hard. You have two coding questions where one is medium, one is hard. 120 minutes shared time. Fine, I'll write it here. Shared time. This is shared, and one is query debugging. Now what is it? They keep on changing the name of this section. Sometimes they put it automata fix, sometimes they put code debugging, sometimes query debugging. Fine. Sometimes they just write querying. Even this has happened in Cognizant. Fine. So along with this experience that I have, I know that such names can arrive. The nature of test is permanent. Fine. Which is automata fix, which is they'll be giving you some problem, they'll be giving you a patch of code in which there would be some error, some things you would want to fix, some things needed to be fixed. In that, you need to fix them. That's all. Fine. And then you need to run that code. You have to basically debug it, or you need to put the right query for that. Fine. That's all. So that is query debugging. This is also called as, I'll write it here, automata fix. Fine. So with this you can understand that this is the basic skeleton of exam. Now generally for off-campus and on-campus, similar kind of pattern remains. If you prepare this well enough, you can do wonders. But how to prepare it? One way is Prime. Fine. You go to Prep Insta Prime, one subscription. If I'm not wrong, in trending courses right now, Cognizant is also floating. Fine. So right now this course is trending. Cognizant GenC, GenCNext, people are preparing from this. Even the stats are in the favor of this company right now on our website. But what you can do is you can also find things like automata fix here, which we just talked about. Automata fix. Fine. So you have a dedicated course for that. If you're somebody who doesn't know query debugging, who doesn't know code fix or automata fix, you can try and do this here. Fine. So this is a one-stop solution. Why? You will have 200 plus courses which are additional to Cognizant preparation, but you have one structured place where you can prepare for it. You have proper divisions of subjects, HR interview guidance, guesstimates, everything covered in a detailed manner. Fine. Also, what you can do is, I'll also tell the free resources. Fine. I'll tell you the free resources, don't worry. And how you can enroll into Prime, I'll come to that as well, don't worry. Now, speaking about quants, logical reasoning, verbal ability, code debugging, you will find free quizzes for every topic. Fine. You will also find premium quizzes. Now, premium quizzes are for those people who are Prime subscribers, but for those who want to prepare it in free, you also have a chance. Of course, I'm not a robot, guys. Come on. No, not again. Advertisements. Not now. So, right. So you have this free course. Fine. You click on it. You try attempting any question. Randomly, I'll push any answer. Fine. Again, wrong. I always get random answers wrong. So this is another thing that you should learn. Never ever randomly tick mark any choice. Try solving things. Fine. Now what this helps you do is, you also have proper explanations here. You have graph here to analyze how many people answered it wrong, how many people answered it right, what time they took. This will give you a fair share of competition idea. Fine. What kind of competition you are facing. Fine. So through this you can prepare the previous year questions. Also you have full length mocks. Fine. For those who are Prime subscribers, if you enroll into this, you will have full length mocks at your disposal. You will have everything structured well at a place. And for those who are thinking that it's slightly on an expensive side, let me show you. I'll just show you that if you add something like this, which is what I can give you from my end, you put Shukla 10 here. Fine. This is the coupon code. You jot it down if you want to. So if you put it here, you will get immediate discounts like this. Fine. So you can straight away enroll here. Now, if you're somebody who cannot put a lot of money, or you're somebody who struggles with this, fine, then let me tell you one thing. As a teacher, as a mentor, it's my job to tell you, free में भी धूमधाम से पढ़ाई होती है, All you need is a lot of effort, a lot of good effort, a lot of hard work from your side. Your timelines might be delayed with somebody who's enrolled into Prime. Don't worry about that. Just work hard. You will have to put in extra effort in this, as simple as that. Fine. What you can do is, you go here for coding, you start preparing, you click on programming section, you go to top 100 codes. Fine. You start preparing it. If you're good with the top 100 codes, if you know every single question of this top 100 codes on your fingernails, believe me, your coding round would be very, very good for you. At least medium question you'll answer in very less time or no time, and for the hard question you will be able to figure out patterns, you'll be able to figure out approach, and you'll be able to write the code as well. Don't worry. Fine. All you need is extra effort. Even if you're enrolling for Prime, still I advise you, go through these top 100 codes, practice them so much that you have them on your fingertips. As simple as that. Fine. Because one thing is there, why am I saying so? Why am I saying that extra effort can translate into success? Why am I saying so? The reason is, whatever you believe and in whatever you put in effort, it will bring results. It might happen कि थोड़ा delay हो जाए, but apart from that, it's not possible that your efforts don't bring fruits to you. Fine. There was one very famous poet of Hindi, Shri Ramdhari Singh Dinkar. He has written a wonderful line in his poem Rashmi Rathi, one of my favorite poems. Fine. And it is, है कौन विघ्न ऐसा जग में टिक सके वीर नर के मग में. Fine. So if you are brave enough, no obstruction can stop you. Believe me, no obstruction. And for that, all you need to do is prepare a timeline, put your resources at one place, collate things at one place, and alongside this, take help from this free material. Take help from here, because here topics are divided well. See, topics are well divided: surge and indices, profit loss, simple compound interest, time, speed, distance, inverse. Take inspiration from here, write down the topics, write down the free resources. What books you can have is, if you're somebody who cannot pay very heftily, what you can do is, for quants, R.S. Agarwal is one book. You can prepare it. Fine. And also there is one quantitative aptitude book from similar publication. Fine, you can find it. And also of verbal aptitude, which is generally English book. Any book from Arihant can also help you, Arihant Publishers. This is not a brand promotion, I am just speaking this out from my experience, what I have done. Fine. So you can do this also. Fine. And apart from this, what you can do is, for coding portion, top 100 codes, wonderful. If apart from that, you can go ahead on top 150 not out questions list, because that list is an OG list. Fine. That is also available on prepinsta.com for free. I built that list with just one aim, that whoever does this list, whoever goes through this list and works hard with this list, knows this list in and out, has revised it multiple times, believe me, if you've done that, you can crack any company on this earth, be it Adobe, Amazon, Flipkart, anything. Fine. So if you're somebody who wants to practice advanced coding, go ahead. For example, I click on contains duplicate question. Fine. And in this, you'll have such approaches given to you, hints given to you, at least 4 approaches given to you for preparation. Fine. 4 approaches, 3 approaches, 2 approaches. Generally, you'll find multiple approaches for solving, and you'll have code in your favorite language, whatever you like. Fine. You'll have time complexity, space complexity, details, everything given here. So apart from that, now once you clear this online test, now there are some metrics that need to be considered. Fine. So they generally hire for these 3 roles: GenC, GenCPro, GenCNext. Fine. And you'll have interviews accordingly. Apart from these tests, you'll have an interview schedule. How will it happen? Now see, if you're somebody who's in top 10 to 15% of Apti, fine, top 20% of communication, and top 10 to 15% of tech assessment, fine, technical. Then with this combination, you are going to GenCEnext, fine. With this, you're going to GenCEnext, fine. This combination would bring you to GenCEnext. If you falter in apti or technical, majorly if you falter in technical, you'll not land up in GenCEnext but in GenCPro. The reason is your tech isn't that strong according to them, and they want some very tech savvy people, some very good technical people in GenCEnext. And why this communication portion is important? The reason is, whenever you're hired in the roles which are high paying, remember you'll be exposed to the technologies which are of cutting edge level, fine, which are of prime importance to the company. In that case, you'll be interacting with much more people, or you might be interacting with people who are of certain level of career, fine, who are already into some serious projects. You might be interacting with multicultural facets of the company. In that case, you need to be good with communication as well. You need to put out your thoughts good as well, fine. So you need to be very firm in the manner of which you present your thoughts, in which you communicate things, fine. So in that case, GenCEnext, GenCPro, these two profiles also consider communication thoroughly. If you're not good in technical at all and you lie somewhere in top 25 to 30%, you'll be somewhere here, fine. You'll be somewhere in GenC. And if you're not good at all in technical or apti, you'll not be landing in any of them, fine. So for these two profiles at least, consider that your coding round is super important, fine. Apart from your coding round, your score in apti will also matter, but for these two places, technical assessment, fine, technical, or I should say coding portion is super important. Work hard on it. The better you give the code, the cleaner you give the code, the optimized you give the code, you'll have more chances of landing into these two profiles, fine, GenCPro and GenCEnext. So they are worth it, fine. So that is how you'll be interviewed, and based on your scores, based on your performance, based on the way you write the code, based on the approach you use in the code, on that basis, you'll be either interviewed for GenCEnext or for GenCPro or for GenC, fine. If you do not perform good at all in technical, then if you're good in apti and coding and decently fine in technical, then you might be somewhere in GenC. If you're good in technical, good in apti, good in communication, something from GenCPro or GenCEnext awaits you, fine. So that's all from my side about the preparation plan, and I've told you enough. Now it's time that you guys shoot up with your doubts, fine. So let's go ahead. The first thing is, Faizan is asking that they've come to college but they've told not to add photo in resume. Great. I generally do not suggest. Only for Deloitte NLA I suggested that because Deloitte wanted it in that format. Otherwise, in the live section of our YouTube channel, you can go. I have specifically done a live that how to build an ultimate resume. You go there, check that live out. Step by step, section by section, I have broken down everything so that you build a wonderful resume, fine. Now, go ahead. How can you apply? Bhavya, very soon you'll be having links. Also, you can follow our social media handles so that you do not miss out on such links if the Cognizant is there. Also, you can connect to our support team, fine. Go ahead, shoot up with the doubts. What should be asked in interview? Look, I'll tell you. One thing is, DSA is often asked, fine. Resume, which is basically projects and skills, fine, it is also asked. So you need to be thorough with them. Apart from them, CS fundamentals. And when I say DSA, then it is some coding. Now, what is CS fundamentals? It is primarily OS, DBMS and SQL. I put them in the same bunch. Then CN, and apart from them, a bit of software engineering, and that too if the interviewer is too nosy, then that happens. For OS, what you can do is study the topics like process scheduling, you can study process synchronization, you can study deadlocks, you can study resource sharing, you can study disk scheduling. You've done that, enough for OS. DBMS, relational databases, ER diagrams, SQL, done for this. Also the concept of keys is super important here. Fine. For CN, what you can do is TCP IP, OSCP layers, STP UDP differences. Fine. Alongside that, what you can do is you take a book called as Tannenbaum. Fine. A wonderful book written by a wonderful author, Tannenbaum. Tannenbaum is basically the name of an author only. Fine. So he has written a wonderful book on computer networks. Also there is one more book. I never read it, so I heard it from my teachers only. My teachers suggested two books. One was Tannenbaum, wonderful book. Second was also a very good book, which my friend studied from, Bahrouz A. Faruzan. He's a writer only, again the name of author. So you can check that book out. So I'll write here, Faruzan. This is the name, Bahrouz Faruzan, B. Faruzan. Fine. And for software engineering, you can try and study agile methodologies, software testing, and that's enough. So Deloitte applied date expired, as far as I know, yes. Even the written test has happened for Deloitte NLA. Is DSA included in top 100 and top 150 not out codes? If you are good with the top 150 not out codes, you can even solve the DSA problems of Amazon, Flipkart, Google. Fine. It is of that level. Fine. If you know that 150 questions list thoroughly, those are 150 patterns. If you are good at them, you can clear any DSA round. You will feel cakewalk in the case of Cognizant. But top 100 codes will also help you very, very clearly, because top 150 not out codes are a level up than top 100 codes. So you need to work first on top 100 codes. Fine. Application exam date start. Right now, the application of exam date isn't out. So very soon you will be updated through our social media handles. Fine. Go ahead, shoot up more in your doubts. I hope, Nishant, things are clear with you for what will be asked in the interviews. Fine. I hope things are clear for you. Also, you can connect to our team anyway. Faizan, I just told about the same. I have answered your doubt that you need not to add photo in resume, and for the resume guidance, what you can do is go ahead and try figuring out your resume with the video that I have put out already on the live channel. Fine. So it is already there for the good resume, ultimate resume. You can see that video. Fine. Important aptitude topics. Okay. You go here, you go down on this page, prepinsta.com/cognizant. Free of cost, these topics are given to you. Fine. For quants, LCM, HCF, divisibility, number fraction, averages, ratio proportion, algebra, surds and indices, profit and loss, simple and compound interest, time, speed and distance, inverse, time and work, percentage, allegations, area, shape and perimeter, logarithm, permutation, combination, probability, everything is sorted out here. Fine. So all you need to do is go on this URL, prepinsta.com/cognizant, scroll down to prepare section, and section by section you will find topics divided. For quants it is there, for logical reasoning it is also there. Find directional sense, objective reasoning, blood relation, selection detection tables, syllogism, statement and conclusion, everything, and it is free of cost for you. Fine. Great guys. Nishant, I hope things are clear. I just saw your comment. Fine. Most welcome. Most welcome, Faizan. Great. I hope, Afzal, your doubt is clear now. Fine. And if you feel any doubt, cluster kitne choose karne hain? You have to choose one cluster only, yaar. If you're somebody who's great at all three clusters, then I guess it's great on your end that Cognizant would be running to hire you. But you can choose cluster on the basis of your preference. You can't choose like, I'll choose even C#, I'll choose even Java. No, not like that. Choose one cluster, work accordingly. What are the technologies and projects that to be included in our resume? Great question. Satyagirinath, understand one thing, I'll tell you. I have recorded a video of top 5 projects. Find top 5 projects. So you can visit our YouTube channel, or you can search top 5 projects Vaibhav Shukla Prep Insta. So Vaibhav Shukla is my name. I have given that out for you, and I have given that with ATS friendly resume descriptions. You generally do not find it anywhere. As far as I know, nobody has given it out till date. I have given you top 5 projects. I have given you how to put it in your resume. Proper resume description which is ATS friendly. All you need to do is get inspired from it, build your project and add it. Don't blatantly copy paste it. That is my suggestion. Fine. Alongside that, I have also recorded top skills video. Fine. This video includes top 5 skills if I correctly remember. One was ML, one was data science, which is same only. Fine. Data science ML, somewhere similar lines, and cloud computing and cyber security. Alongside that, one was Java Spring Boot. Fine. So all these things, fine. I have covered it in top skills video in detail. You can go ahead and watch that. Fine. So I get it. I hope that Girinad, your doubt is cleared. Praveen, is communication round an elimination round? No, generally it is not an elimination round. Generally it is not an elimination round. Sometimes when competition is high, then it is made, but generally it is not. Abhishek, I'll request you to put that in English because your mentor is quite rudimentary with any of the South Indian languages. I know a rudimentary sense of Telugu, but right now I'm not in a position where I can answer your doubts in Telugu. I'll request you to put it out in English. Just a very sincere request to you. Fine. Okay, Praveen is saying one to default diya hai unhone. That is why you have to choose out the second, no? Shekhar, Prep Insta DSA with Python is not available. Okay. Shekhar, what you can do is you go to top 100 codes. Fine. You go to top 150 not out list. In that you will have all the solutions in Python as well. Fine. So your problem will be solved there. Farooq Sheikh, very soon the application links would be dropped to our social media handles as soon as they are rolled out by Cognizant. Fine, Farooq. Abhishek B, again a sincere request to you that great, you posted it in English. Sir, my college is not eligible. What I have to do? All you need to do is wait for the off campus. Fine. Wait for the opportunity where it opens for all the colleges, and then Abhishek, you will clear it out with flying colors. Don't worry. Fine, Mr. Programmer, you need not to spam it out. I can read it once when off campus is announced. Right now it's not. Please do not spam, I request you. Vaishnavi, is Cognizant for all colleges? Vaishnavi, right now they're hiring in some colleges, some specific colleges. So if your college is one of them, great. But if your college is not one of them, then all you can do is wait, because very soon they'll be rolling out opportunities for everyone for the open market. So there you can go ahead. Fine. Great, Satya. Great, Abhishek. Go ahead, shoot up with the doubts. Thank you, sir, for replying. Always here for the same. I'll not leave till your doubts exhaust. Don't worry. Go ahead. Sir, when the hiring process will start? You can approximately consider that in 1 or 2 rounds, 1 or 2 months it will happen. I was confused in the other doubt. Praveen is asking what about HR round? So for HR round, generally it is around guesstimates, puzzles, basic questioning of your resume, your hobbies, etc. That's all. For guesstimates, etc., you can go ahead and practice that on Prime if you're enrolling in that. For anybody who's enrolling in Prime, I can help you with something. What you can do is you apply this code, fine, SHUKLA and 10. With this is 10, fine. So with what kind of 10 is being made? I'll write it again. So with this code, some help will happen for you. So this is 10 here. Please pardon me for my 0. Fine. Sir, what skills we need to learn? Learn it all. I have specifically mentioned that I have made a top skills video. I had written it before I cleaned the screen. So top 5 skills, you can go ahead in that video, you can watch it out. Which link? Check for resume ATS. Any website that you find good, any website, because I'm not doing any brand promotion, but what I used to do in my college time was 2 websites, Resume Worded and Job Scanner. Through them I used to do, fine. So can you tell after Cognizant which company will hire, then we will be able to prepare? Vaishnavi, if you prepare Aptitude, if you prepare top 100 codes, if you are good at top 150 not out list, which is the paramount level, so even if you're good at top 100 codes, even if you're good with CS fundamentals and Aptitude, beat any company, be any company, fine, whatever comes your way, you'll clear it out, no? So just prepare sincerely whatever is written here, and whatever small tweaks will be needed, I'll come again, I'll come here, I'll guide you out, don't worry. Just stay tuned, stay updated with our channel, especially whenever I go live, do not miss out on that. Whenever I put out some video, do not miss out on that, fine. That contains some good information for you. Nishant, how to prepare for game puzzle? Either you find out previous year questions, do a lot of hard work on your side, still you don't find, ask some seniors who are already in Cognizant, connect to people on LinkedIn. This is the free way. That is why I always say free way is very, very tough to do, because it contains a lot of effort and a lot of time, fine. Now, for somebody who's enrolled in Prep Insta Prime, all you need to do is go to Prep Insta Prime, and in this you search out for the HR interview round, fine, and HR prep, HR interview course you will have, fine, so you can prepare it through these courses, fine. Okay, Nishant. Divyashri, how to apply? Right now, application links are specifically to colleges, fine. Right now, Cognizant hasn't rolled out the open application links. Once it does, you'll find it out on our social media handles. So stay connected, stay tuned. डिस्क्रिप्शन में टॉप 5 प्रोजेक्ट के लिंक मेंशन कर दीजिए और रिज्यूमे ATS का भी. ग्रेट प्रवीण. सो टू माय सपोर्ट टीम, आई रिक्वेस्ट यू गाइज, इफ ईशानी इज हैंडलिंग इट, guys please go ahead, and what you can do is you put out the link of the top 5 project video and the resume video and the top 5 skills video, fine. So the top skills video, top project videos, this is available on our YouTube channel, and resume videos live that happened. For that, put out all the 3 links in the description of the video if possible, as well as in the chat if possible for you. So give us a minute or 2, Praveen, you will be having those links in the live, I hope. Can we go with 150 questions if I just cleared my basics of Python? No, not suggested at all. Post you clear your basics of Python, practice a lot with the top 100 codes, study the basics of DSA a lot, clear your fundamentals, get ready with your basics, and then go ahead with the 150 questions, fine. Great. Praveen, you have the link for skills video. Very soon you'll be having for project video and for the resume live as well, where I guided for the resume building, fine. Thanks support team, thanks a lot, because without you guys it's never ever possible for me to be ahead with these doubts and to help them out promptly. Again, the resume video is there, guys. I have a wonderful team. With these guys at my back, I can penetrate anything in this world, I can achieve anything in this world if these guys are at my back. Can you please show how to open the top 100 codes in DSA in Python language? Sure, Shekhar. I hope it is available, yeah? Is it not? Let's check. Let's check. Programming, top 100 codes. If it's not available, I'll be quite shocked, yeah? I believe it is there. It is there, yeah? This is top 100 codes. Positive or negative number, you click on Python solution. Fine, you click on Python solution. You have your Python code here. It's open for you. I just opened. I hope, Shekhar, that clears your doubt. Fine. All you need to do is go to prepare section, click on the programming section, go to top 100 codes. Fine. And once that opens, you click on Python. Wherever Python is written, you can see the solution in Python. So Om Padlakar is saying, so we need to first practice that top 100 codes, then we can start with this live playlist or love playlist, whatever. I don't know, Om, which playlist you're talking about, but the playlist of DSA that is going on for free in YouTube, that is for teaching you the basic concepts, teaching you the basic problem solving, and all sorts of difficult problems will also be sorted out there. But for the 150 not out list, for that I said practice top 100 codes first, clear your DSA fundamentals first, try reading the concepts first, which I am teaching in the live playlist. Fine. Once you are done with that, then top 150 not out codes. Fine. Any suggestions for certification to add in your resume? Yes. What you can do is, you go to Prep Insta Prime, enroll and complete any course, you'll get a great certification. That is one way. Or what you can do is, if you are somebody who's in 6th or 7th semester, from 1 February, ISRO would be rolling out their forms for internship or summer training. I have also done a video on this very recently about government internships. It's the first or second video on our channel right now. You go ahead, very recent video, you check that video out, understand which exactly is the role that aligns with you, prepare for that, go to some national laboratory, bring out a very good certification for yourself. Fine. If I get Java cluster, can we code in Python? Sarthak, why don't you choose Python then? As simple as that. Tejas Swaroop, in month or two, what I believe. This live playlist, which is started from today. Yes, you can also start with the live playlist. Fine, don't worry, you can also start with that. But alongside that, I suggest you that you keep on working hard on the basic concepts, you keep on working hard with the top 100 codes. Top 100 codes are a gold mine, yaar. Any service based company, you can just clear with them only. Fine. So you just keep on working hard with them. Any further doubts? Now guys, for those who were asking, if I'm not wrong, it was Praveen. So Praveen's skills video, projects video, resume video, all of them are right now in the chat section. Thanks to my support team, link to top 100 codes, top 150 not out list. Every link is there in chat section, and that is why you can go ahead and check. Mastermind, if Java is mandatory, then it is in your college right now. Fine, whenever it opens for the open market, the patterns change every time a bit for Cognizant. Fine. So if Java is mandatory, you can choose another skill. Do the skill clusters really matter? They do. Of course they do. So if a student has a 5-year education gap due to personal reasons, is there still a chance for selection? It is always there. All you need to do is justify those 5 years somewhere. If given, then if Java comes, so can we code in Python? Yes, you can, but you should try doing it in Java. Top 100 DSA is not available in Python. Shekhar, I have opened top 100 codes. I have clicked on Python. I am not understanding which exactly you are which link you are referring to. Put out that link. Put that link in the chat section where it is not available. I'll try. If it is not available, I'll try with the content team and we'll try adding it. Don't worry. Ritvik, I just answered you. If there is a gap, all you need to do is justify that gap. That's all. There is always a chance for selection. All you need to do is have a very good resume, very good projects, very good skills, be at the top notch of the competition, be so good at your skills, and then justify those 5 years, you will be easily hired. Fine. If you're somebody who's having an education gap due to personal reasons, then those are justifiable reasons. Fine. Nobody leaves education for 5 years randomly. You might be having justifiable reasons, so give them. As simple as that. Shekhar, drop the link so that I can solve your problem. Is screening an elimination round before communication round? by far what I told has no screening round. It was aptitude, then communication, and post that technical, and then interview schedule. So Jasnavi, Jasnavi or Janvi, that's your name. Then screening I haven't explained. Ritvik, for further guidance, correct. You can connect with our team because they'll help you out with more and how you can justify it. So I guess that you are done with your doubts because most of things are covered, and henceforth I hope everything has been answered. Shekhar, I'm waiting for you so that you put out that link and so that I can see whether which page exactly you're talking about where it is not available in Python. Fine. Because right now I have opened top 100 codes. I'm showing you, pick any question, say sum of n natural numbers, you click on Python, the code will open in Python. Don't worry, just a minute. See, it is in Python. It is in Python. Fine. So everything is available. You put out that link. I'm standing here. Don't worry. Okay, few more doubts. If my aptitude goes bad but technical good, any chance for selection? 100% chances for selection, but just don't mess aptitude so much that you don't even clear it, because it is one of the preliminary rounds. So it is an elimination round. Be very, very particular with that. Nandini, is it mandatory to choose any cluster between cluster 2 or cluster 3, or can we select not applicable? You can according to what has been offered in your college. Fine. So binary search के advanced topics से question आते हैं क्या Cognizant में? Generally not, but sometimes they can come in interview. So take some lead code questions in DSA series very soon. Very soon you'll be having them. Don't worry. Sir, can you send the PDF or any link where we get all technical round questions directly for all subjects that you have explained here? We can try building that, but in Prime it is consolidated at one place. Fine. Right now in Prime subscription it is consolidated at one place. You can go ahead, enroll into that, you'll get it. Fine. Ankit is saying give the application link for this. Right now application link is yet to be expected. Cognizant is hiring for specific colleges. So once it comes for open market, you'll be having it on our social media handles. Don't worry. Java is mandatory. I prefer Python for primary language. Great. If you prefer Python, great. Go ahead with it. Actually, sir, for our 2024, our technical is pending because Accenture and Cognizant exam date fallen in one day. Okay. So, Somen, this is something that isn't a part of my domain, or this is something that I can't solve because this is a glitch or this is a clash on companies' end. Fine. So, I cannot help out with this. Go ahead with your doubts. So I guess that's all for today because no more doubts, and henceforth guys, keep on working hard. That's all I can say, and keep doing good for people without any expectation. Keep on doing good. Fine. Good will come back to you. That's all I can say. Go ahead, prepare hard, prepare well, and believe me, you'll get selected.